Okay, welcome. My name's Karlie King, and I'm here at the Creative City Center in downtown Regina. And we are going to do a series of short videos of different crafts that you can do during the holiday season. I know kids are home again now, so they're going to be approximately 10 to 20 minute long videos, and I'll take you through different simple crafts from beginning to end, and we're going to try and use material that you would have around the house anyways, so no extra trips. There might be some extra trips if we do a special project, but mostly you can use stuff either out of your recycling bin or stuff that you have already. All right, so the first thing we're going to work on is cards. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to be doing this throughout the holiday season. So if you want to make things themed for Christmas or winter, the holidays, that would be great, but you don't have to. We'll choose crafts that kind of apply to all year round, but you can make them themed for the holidays, for Christmas, that kind of thing as well. So we're going to start with cards. Now, I love cards. I love receiving cards, and there's lots of great cards at the stores, but it's also really nice to receive a homemade card. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, our supplies for today, what you need for this project is something styrofoam. So I just have a styrofoam plate. But often what I do for this project is I keep old, if you got takeout food and those, the styrofoam containers that the food comes in, just rinse them out and they actually work really perfect because you can cut perfect squares and stuff like that. You'll need a ballpoint pen, a brush, or even a sponge. I mean, I have these sponge brushes, but you can just even use like a tiny little sponge, or or if you do have a paintbrush, even better. And any kind of paint, any kind of acrylic paint. And I just got this one at the dollar store. It's $1. So you're not gonna, it won't break the bank making these cards. If you have a pair of scissors, you can find a pair of scissors. I don't know about you, but we're constantly losing scissors in the house. So if you have them, great. But if you don't worry. You can do this actually without scissors even. Okay, so to begin, we're going to take our styrofoam and we're going to draw a design, a picture, anything you want into the styrofoam. So we're going to take our pen. Now it needs to be ballpoint pen so that it kind of runs smoothly on the styrofoam, piece of styrofoam. If you get those pens that, I think they're ink pens. Anyways, they're really sharp and they sort of snag the styrofoam and you'll get a hole in the styrofoam and then it won't work as well. So make sure you've got a ballpoint pen. So like I said, I'm going to, you can make anything. You could make a little birdie, you could draw a kitty cat, you could draw whatever you want, but I am gonna make this themed for the holidays and I'm gonna draw a snowflake. So I start out, what I would suggest is, oh, and I'm going to put my glasses on for this because I like to see what I'm doing. So what I would suggest is just drawing the picture first. Now I should mention, draw on the back side of the plate, not the inside. And you'll see why in just a moment. But draw on the back side of the plate. Okay, so first I would suggest drawing whatever it is you want to draw. Okay. And then once you have drawn your design, and you'll do it somewhat lightly. Then you're going to take your pen and you're going to go over the drawing maybe 2-3 times. And the point of that is you want the grooves to be somewhat deep. So yeah, you're going to, once you've done your drawing, your design, take your ballpoint pen and you're going to go over it again 2-3 times. You're still going to be gentle though, because you don't want to poke a hole in it, right? So you might even go back and forth like this on all the lines to make them deeper, like so. So as I'm doing this, things are coming to mind. With these cards, like I said before, we're doing this for holidays, but you can do this for any occasion. You know, if you like sending cards for Easter, or another time I'm thinking I did this with, I've done this with groups of kids as well. And one little boy, I remember he made his birthday invites doing this. And it was really kind of interesting because I forgot to mention, I forgot to mention while I was teaching them, oh, don't use writing, just do designs, don't do anything print. And the reason I usually say that, I wonder if anyone can guess why. If you use letters and we're printing and it's a stamp like this, if you use letters, then it comes out backwards on the paper. So this little boy wrote out his invitation, and again, he used like, you know, come to my house, the place, all that, and it was backwards when he printed it out. But he didn't get discouraged, so then he just told all his friends to take their birthday invite to a mirror and hold it up to a mirror, and then it came back to them in the right direction, right order. So you can kind of get creative with this in many ways. Okay, so I have my snowflake. I drew it out. I went over it 2-3 times with the ballpoint pen. So the grooves are quite nice and deep. And now we're going to do some printing. So I have a second plate here, but you could use anything. Again, just check out your recycling bin. You might have a little plastic container. And I'm going to put a little bit of paint in here, and then we're going to get printing. Often I used to always do these with black and white, but I'm really into color lately, so I chose a bright blue. Okay, so if you want to do a full-size card, just find a sheet of paper and fold it in half, like so, and then we'll print on the front of the card. Then when you give it to someone, they'll open it up and you can write whatever you want on the inside, okay? Or, so you have that option, or the other thing you can do is once you've folded, maybe you just want it like kind of like a postcard card. So then you can, and I love the look of torn paper, fold it in half and tear it. And then you'll have kind of this, you could actually do that with all the edges if you wanted. So you could have, you could fold it in half, have a full card. You could do half a page card. Actually, for my size, I could even take this and I could fold it in half again if I wanted, if you wanted like little smaller cards. Okay, so you're going to take your plate that you've drawn into, your template. Now, you're going to put some paint on it. So once you've got your paint in your tray like this, what I usually like to do is take my brush or my sponge, whatever I'm using to apply the paint, and smooth it out a little bit. You don't want to gob the paint onto your plate. because if you do, then the paint goes into those nice grooves you just made, and then it won't come out as good. And I'll tell you how to fix that in just a moment, but first we're gonna do it like as if we're not gonna have any problems. Okay, so you smooth the paint out a little bit like so, and then just brush it across. Now, admittedly, one of the tricks of printing like this is getting the right consistency of paint on your plate. So don't get discouraged if the first time you do this, it doesn't work out. I think that's kind of a normal process of printmaking, is figuring out the ink. Now, I saw that I got some paint in the grooves, so I'm just going to take my ballpoint pen and run it along the grooves and get the paint out like so. I think I got it all. All right, okay, so we've lightly brushed our paint across and we're ready to print. So then take your plate, align it to where you'd like it on the paper. Just lightly brush it back and forth. And then the great reveal, peel off the paper, and voila, you have a nice snowflake. And then suppose you want a snowflake card for everyone in your household, or if you're going to do an invite or a little invitation card and there's multiple people, the beautiful aspect of this, the great aspect of this, just grab some more paint. Put another layer of paint on. And again, I've got some in here, so I'm just going to clean out the grooves here a little bit. And then print another one. Line it up, place it down, gently rub back and forth a little bit. Make sure all the paint got on there, and then peel it off. Card number 2. And then you can make as many cards as you want with this print, or you could grab another piece of styrofoam if you have it and make a new design. And yeah, or you could have like 2, 3, 4 designs on it. And that's how you make a card, using styrofoam, a pen, and a little bit of paint, and some paper. Great, thank you.